flabbergasted, bamboozled. Are these fragrance-free versions of their butter products? Hold up. I'll be honest with you, I did not think that I'd be making a video about this Physicians Formula Breakfast Club collection. I was confused when the collection was announced. I was frustrated when I saw the first photos of the collection. I just felt like it was the collaboration nobody asked for. But it did show up in my mailbox this week, and I gotta say, upon closer look, it might have potential. So let's see if the Physicians Formula Breakfast Club collection can change my mind. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. So if you didn't watch my new drugstore makeup collaborations roundup that I did a few weeks ago, my main criticism upon the announcement of this Breakfast Club collaboration was that I didn't feel like the collaboration really made sense as far as a makeup and movie pairing. Breakfast Club is a classic. Obviously, we have an 80s aesthetic visually, but I just didn't feel like it had a strong enough theme to translate into a makeup collection. Just looking at these makeup products, I'm still kind of on that boat, but the thing is, a lot of these products look really nice. So let's start with the eyeshadow palette in this collection, which is probably the driving force of me deciding to make this video. This is the Physicians Formula Breakfast Club Being Bad Feels Pretty Good palette. According to the website, this is about $18.49. It is a 12 shadow palette. I do already have eyeshadow primer on, so I'm just gonna go straight in to this beige shade, which is called Detention. And I'm gonna put that all over my lid just to get a nice base down. Now, I can't say for sure, but I am pretty convinced that this formula is the same as their butter eyeshadows, because on the back of the palette, it does say that they are infused with the Muru butter, Kupuasu butter, and Takuma butter. That is their very famous blend that they use in their butter collection. And let me tell you, it is just such a soft and creamy formula. Next, I'm using this Sincerely Yours, the Breakfast Club shade, which is sort of a terracotta burnt orange. And that will be my transition. I can already tell it's so pigmented, and I'm not really going for a heavy eye. I'm barely dusting this on, and there's so much pigmentation. Very easy to blend. And I just find them to look really nice on the eyelid, especially because I experience some texture on my eyelids sometimes, and I think that butter blend, just like how it does on the face with their butter blushes and bronzers, it just makes the skin look so smooth. Okay, I want to go into this sort of taupey bronze shade, which is called Eat My Shorts. And I'm gonna pack that all over the lid. This one's definitely giving a little bit of fallout. This one's almost translating a little rose gold. It looked a lot more brown in the palette. I'm not mad at it though, because I actually like how it matches the matte shade that we put down. Okay, just gonna blend those two together, which they do so well. I'm gonna go into this, what I think is champagne. It's called Shermer High School. That'll go on my brow bone. Yeah, it's like a golden champagne, only very slightly golden. I mean, so far these shadows are really nice to work with. I want to go into this metallic shade, which is called We've Been Brainwashed. And I can tell from the texture here that it is more of a metallic shade than shimmer. So it actually might be better with my finger, but let's just try with a brush first. I'm going to put that in the inner corner. I'm gonna try wetting my brush just to really get into this inner corner and make it pop, because I can tell this shadow has more to give. There we go. Now, for the sake of the one real pop of non-neutral color in this palette, I do want to go into one of these purples. They both look shimmery. There's very little difference between these two purples. There is Flare Gun and Get Real. Get Real looks maybe a little bit more of a warm purple. So let's use that one. And this is actually gonna go in my outer corner as a smoky liner shade. Honestly, these Shadows have so much pigment that I find myself going in a little heavy-handed when I don't need to be. I'm just creating a really, really soft wing here and then blending it upward into the outer corner for some dimension. As much as I love a clean, rich black winged eyeliner, I've actually really enjoyed doing softer shadow liner. I think in general, I've just been taking a little bit softer of an approach to my makeup looks. So I'm gonna stop here with my eyeshadow. I am very happy with the quality of the Being Bad Feels Pretty Good palette. It definitely is on par with the typical Physicians Formula butter eyeshadow. So if you like that formula, you will like this palette. But do we think they could have done more? Because again, I think this falls into the trope of brands putting collab packaging on neutral makeup. And to me, that's not super exciting, even though I like the product. I'm also not sure how limited edition this collection is going to be. I don't know how long they plan on keeping this in stock. And so far, I feel like this could have been a better addition as an eyeshadow palette to just their normal makeup line. But I like it, and I would probably recommend this over the Butter Believe It eyeshadow palettes that come in these tiny cardboard packaging, because you obviously have more shades in this, more of a variety to create different looks, and the packaging is so much more sturdy if you want to travel with it. I just don't know if it's a must-have if you already have a ton of neutral palettes in your collection. The next product we have in this Breakfast Club makeup collab is the Detention mascara. This is $11.99. This is supposed to be both lengthening and volumizing. It's also infused with lash strengthening keratin. So I've already curled my lashes. Now this has a pretty straight wand. It's not my go-to favorite type of mascara wand, but this shape is nice for really getting up close to the lash line and coating every inch of your lash. All right, let's go in and see what we can do here. Ooh, okay. I have pretty hit or miss experience with Physicians Formula mascaras. I feel like I favor a lot of their older formulas versus newer ones that they've released, but I'm actually liking this. This is giving my lashes a very soft and naturally defined look. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of going for that softer vibe lately in my everyday makeup looks. It's important to me to have lengthened lashes because mine are so short and straight, but this is making them look very naturally long and not like I have a ton of coats of mascara on, and I've already got like at least 3 layers. I really wish this wasn't part of a collaboration, and I hope that they keep it around long, or there's another formula that mimics this in their core collection. I mean, that is sort of my holdup when it comes to limited edition collections with makeup. I never want to fall in love with something that I'm not going to be able to repurchase again and again. And I'm really, really liking this mascara so far. See, this is just going to make me mad if like I can't get this in a few months. Y'all, this is so pretty. This is so, so pretty. I think that this mascara would be perfect for the very trendy clean girl aesthetic, which really focuses on accentuating features versus transforming them. Also, the skinny brush is perfect for my lower lashes. I'm shocked, honestly. This brush, I was like, oh, that's not gonna work for me. This is like one of the best mascaras I've used this year. I'll say it. It's also feeling really lightweight. It's offering my lashes curl. And because it is a thinner, drier formula, I don't see this weighing down my lashes throughout the day. I'm hoping that it really locks this curl in place. I cannot believe how many times I'm going over my lashes and I'm not getting clumps. I'm flabbergasted, bamboozled. Okay, I need to stop at some point. So here's the finished mascara look. I think it looks gorgeous. It's really flared out my eye shape as well, which I like. I can see myself wearing this on the daily. Again, kind of another product that I wish was a core release and not necessarily a collab release. Okay, we have finally reached the product that I think I was the most critical about when I saw the first photos that were released of this collection. These are the Saturday Detention face palettes. There are two versions, volume 1 and 2. Now, when we first saw that in-store picture of volume 1, the first thing I said was, that looks so light. It probably won't even work for me. However, I am happy to report that I believe that photo was just bad lighting and phone camera quality, because it did end up being a little darker than what I thought it was. I would say volume 1 is appropriate for light to medium skin. This bronzer, which is called Class of 84, is matte. It looks a little neutral. It might translate warm, but I think this will work for my skin tone when I really didn't think it would. This one, the Athlete, it's pushing it. These two blushes are also a little deeper than they looked in that photo. And then we have the Brain and the Basket Case highlights. The Brain might be a little stark on my skin tone. The Basket Case looks like a cool champagne. So that is volume 1. Then we have volume 2, which I would say is best for medium to tan skin tones, not deep. Now, all of these shades actually have the same names. So we have, again, the Class of 84. This is the deepest bronzer shade. This is definitely a bronzer, not a contour. This is very much warm, and it also has slight shimmer or like a satin finish to it. So it's kind of annoying that they decided in this palette the deep shade would not really be able to double as a contour. We have the Athlete, still a little warm for a contour, but would work on medium tan skin. Both of the blushes are also a little bit deeper as well. And then the Basket Case highlight takes on more of a gold champagne shade. And then the Brain highlight is still pretty light, but it's a bit more of a warmer white than the one in volume 1. I think I'm gonna go with volume 2. I think I could use this matte Athlete shade as a slightly warm contour, which I don't necessarily mind during summer. I do wish that these palettes had a little more distinctness between the two, but I am glad that they at least put out two versions. Okay, so going in with the Athlete, which is the matte bronzer shade in volume 2. Tapping that on. Definitely buildable. I'm not 100% sure if this is the butter bronzer formula. Okay, it says infused with powerful blend of murumuru butter, kupuasu butter, and takuma butter. So it's pretty much the butter bronzer formula. Wait a second. Hold up. Hold up. So I've mentioned that all of these products have the same butter blend as the butter eyeshadow, butter bronzer, butter blush, but they don't have fragrance. Are these fragrance-free versions of their butter products? Okay, so the reason I'm going to recommend everyone buy these is not necessarily for the hype about the Breakfast Club. It's for a chance to get butter Physicians Formula products without the strong fragrance. There's no fragrance. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me blend this out and then I will look at the ingredients list. I don't want to end up with like weird splotchiness. Yeah, the formula is acting just like the butter bronzer. This reminds me a lot of the Whaley palette, which was my favorite face palette ever. Are they still selling it? I have not seen it in Target recently and mine broke. But that one was awesome. That one did not come in two versions though. Okay, this actually works as a contour palette. Again, it's a little warm, but once we layer blush on top of it, it won't be super out of place. I'm just gonna go in my hairline a little bit. Okay, now I'm even more mad though that this might be like a super limited edition collection, but that's actually really good news if they are planning on making fragrance-free versions of their butter formulas. Okay, let me look at the back of this. The ingredients for everything are also on the back of the PR box that they sent, which actually you can buy this entire collection as the PR box on their website. The eyeshadow palette's the only thing that has fragrance listed. but I don't smell it. And the thing is that I don't necessarily mind the butter fragrance. Like the actual smell of it is pleasing to me. It's just a lot. And as someone with acne prone sensitive skin, I know that physician says that their products are hypoallergenic, most of them are, and they're made for sensitive skin, but sometimes, you know, the fragrance can be a wild card. That's an interesting discovery. That's an interesting selling point that they're not necessarily capitalizing on. I feel like a lot of people would just pass over this collection if they didn't find it super exciting or unique to their own makeup stash, but now I'm like, buy it, buy it, buy it. I think I'm gonna go into the Princess, which is the lighter blush. It's sort of a coral shade. Both blushes are matte. Pretty. Yeah, that works really well with the eye look as well. Little on the nose, because that's what the kids are doing. Nice pigmentation that's buildable. A+ for me. A+, because it's a school breakfast club. You know, you get me. Okay, I'm gonna go into the basket case, which I'm actually a little nervous that it might be too deep for my skin tone. We'll find out. Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, I can see that working from medium to tan skin. It's definitely a shimmery highlight, but it's not glittery. It's not a chunky shimmer. So I'm still on board for sure. I don't know if these highlights are necessarily as strong as the typical butter highlights. I don't know if that's just my mind playing tricks on me. This particular highlight formula does seem a little different. It's not as soft as the butter formula. With the butter highlighters, you can like press your finger in and it will leave a fingerprint. These ones are for sure more stiff, and I would say that they're slightly less beaming than the original butter highlighters, but still pretty. I'm taking the Brain shade and putting that down my nose. That is really pretty, actually. Yeah, the Brain shade also has a little bit of a golden tone to it. It's just a little lighter. This one actually might be stronger too. I'm just gonna layer them. Why not? Who cares? Ooh, I kind of like mixing them. Neat. Just like right at the high point. That's really pretty. So I guess you could say that I have officially changed my mind about the Physicians Formula Breakfast Club Saturday Detention palettes. I do think that they're suitable for more than just light skin. They definitely don't go deep, but I think volume 2, you can get medium tan. I think that's the threshold, at least to use these as a contour. Otherwise, you can go a little deeper and use these as a bronzer. But definitely more versatile than my original impression that was just based on a photo in store. They are $18.49, which is a few dollars more than their other face palettes have been upon launch. I think usually they're around $15, but inflation and collaboration, it's kind of on track to be a little more expensive. Plus, with 6 shades inside, considering a lot of Physicians Formula's single face powders are about $10, still a pretty good deal. And the last product we have to try from this Breakfast Club makeup collaboration, the Princess lipsticks. These are $8.99. They're supposed to give us full coverage color in one swipe with a moisturizing semi-matte formula. There are 3 shades. The first one we have I Don't Like Mondays, which looks like a beigey pink. Then we have The World Is an Imperfect Place, which is a dusty medium pink. And the last one is Get Real, which is a medium mauve. I want to go with I Don't Like Mondays. Now let's see how moisturizing these actually are because my lips have been pretty dry. Hold on. I'm just gonna warm it up on the back of my hand first. Okay, that's way better. And now it's broken. I wouldn't say this is necessarily gliding on. I feel like it's applying kind of patchy. I don't really like it. It doesn't feel drying, which is nice because it does have a seemingly classic matte finish, but I don't know, it did not go on with the moisturizing feel, like the glide that I was expecting. And it really does kind of just look kind of patchy on my lips. Why don't we switch shades? I just kind of want to see if this is isolated or if it's an actual formula flaw. Let's try again. I'm gonna go with the mauve this time, the Get Real shade. I don't think this is really gonna match the look, but I just wanna give this a second shot. Again, gonna warm it up on the back of my hand first. Like, it feels creamy on my hand, but, ooh. This is already feeling a little better. Interesting. This is already applying more smoothly than the other shade. For sure doesn't match. Does it match? Do we match? I don't think so. Yeah, this shade looks a lot smoother on my lips and it's applying way more evenly. Well, now I just want to try the third one. Might as well. Because inconsistency between shades is kind of disappointing, but I want to be able to let you know which one to get versus skip. All right, let's finish up by testing The World is an Imperfect Place. I would say with any of these shades, swatch the back of your hand first. I don't know. It's like the first shade and this shade are catching on my lip texture and kind of applying patchy over my lip lines, but that second shade didn't do that. I would say this is better than the first shade, but not by a lot. Like, if I can already see spots of patchiness when it's freshly applied, I don't trust it to really look great throughout the day. So I just went ahead and finished this look with lip products that I love and that I think match this look. This is the Kokie Retractable Lip Liner in Warm Nude and the Catrice Powerful 5 Liquid Lip Balm in Golden Ginger. I think that actually tied the look together really, really well. So I'm a little on the fence about this collection and collaboration. I feel like the collaboration itself is still kind of weak in terms of the makeup's connection with the movie. But if we're talking about the products themselves alone, I think they're nice with the exception of the lipsticks. The eyeshadow is super pigmented, blendable, easy to use. The mascara, like, actually shocked me. And most exciting is that these face palettes are probably the closest you're gonna get to butter blush, bronzer, and highlight that's fragrance free. And I think that it's interesting that the brand didn't really tell us about that part. I think that's a huge selling point for a lot of people, and that's one of the main reasons why I will tell you that even if you're not excited about the Breakfast Club, this is still worth picking up just for that aspect alone. But of course, I want to know, what do you think of this Physicians Formula Breakfast Club collab? Is there anything you think you'll be picking up? Tell me in the comments below. Today's shout out goes to Sabine. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad, and join me over in this video next where I try a bunch of the Physicians Formula Butter Collection products and share what I like and what I don't. I'll see you over there. Bye!